The picturesque road in the canton of Valais, located in southwestern Switzerland, leads to the small village of Arola. Tourists flock to this place to admire the fantastic high mountain landscapes and witness a natural wonder, the hat-shaped rocks. These pyramids have existed in their current form for over 70,000 years and are still considered a unique phenomenon in the Swiss Alps. Locals refer to them as magic chimneys. The earthen cones, reaching up to 15 meters in height, are recognized as a natural monument and are protected by the state. However, it is not impossible that in a few decades there will be nothing left to protect. These unusual mountains might disappear, and the heavy hats weighing around 20 tons are to blame. North America also has stone spires topped with boulders, such as those found in Bryce Canyon National Park in Utah. The Native Americans believe these are the petrified giants of ancient times, punished by the gods for their evil deeds. The indigenous people called them hoodoo, which translates to fearsome. Why are they feared? It is because one cannot predict when they might collapse and when all that weight will come crashing down. That is probably the reason, in my opinion. Essentially, it is the same phenomenon we observe in Europe, specifically in Switzerland. The unusual hat-shaped rocks are a result of ancient glaciers' impact. They consist of moraines, which geologists describe as deposits of mountain rocks that accumulated beneath a layer of frozen water over an extended period. The unique legacy left by glaciers is a complex combination of sand, clay, and various sized stones, some smooth and others rough. It resembles a so-called lentil pie. All the ingredients of this pie are tightly compressed into a single mass. There's even a term for it, moraine concrete. Yet even these solid materials cannot withstand the forces of nature. When the glaciers retreated, they began to shape the landscape through a process called erosion. As atmospheric processes gradually break down the structures, they are slowly washed away by rain and blown away by the wind, leaving only a pillar-like formation. In the alpine region of South Tyrol, northern Italy, one can observe entire ranges of rocks that appear sharp as needles. There are particularly many of them in the municipality of Ritten. Local authorities have constructed a convenient road network to allow travelers to drive up and admire this natural phenomenon. The chimney's spouts often stand in the middle of small groves. Scientists say this is not a coincidence. The trees provide literal support and stability to the earthen pyramids. When the trees grow in these places, their root systems create additional reinforcement to prevent the pillars from collapsing immediately. These root fibers usually resist water decomposition for longer, preserving and binding the structure for an extended period. Serbia also has its stone forest on Mount Rodan in the south. It bears the ominous name of Devil's Town and is shrouded in numerous legends that send a chill down the spines of impressionable tourists. The most popular legend tells of how the Lord of Evil descended upon Rodan's Peak and poisoned the local springs. Anyone who drank from them went mad. The victims of the spell were a brother and sister from a nearby village who lost their sanity and decided to marry. They invited the whole village to their wedding. A few people who retained their sanity pleaded with the good spirits to prevent the sinful union. And so, the newlyweds and all their guests turned to stone. Today, the Serbs, influenced by this legend, believe that the petrified remains found there, those legendary pillars, are the ancestors who were enchanted by fairies. However, they also tell a story of how these beings can be freed from their spell. Over time, these unusual geological formations may indeed disappear, not turning into humans, but simply crumbling. The pillars will persist until they lose their hats. How did the massive boulders end up on top of these formations? They didn't. The boulders were there first. Initially, the boulders brought by the glacier simply lay on the ground, on small elevations. And then, due to weathering, moraine deposits began to form cones beneath them. One could say they grew not from the bottom up, but from the top down. However, over time, due to constant weathering, the pillar's top diminishes to the point where the boulders can no longer remain in place and slide down. After that, the chimney's days are numbered, because the stone hat serves as a kind of umbrella, and once the umbrella is gone, the rainwater quickly erodes everything. I think any gardener would confirm that a pile of sand is easily washed away by water from a watering can. Demoiselles coiffées, or ladies with hairstyles, is the romantic name given to the rock formations in the French Alps in southeastern France. In the commune of Théos, there's a group of 50 stone pyramids known as the Ballroom with Ladies in Hats. A legend similar to the Cinderella fairy tale is associated with them. Once upon a time, the Théos lady-in-waiting decided to gather girls for a ball. All the ladies who attended the event had to wear hats, and of course, they began to dance merrily. However, there was one condition. They had to stop before midnight. It turned out that they did not keep track of time, and at precisely midnight, the devil halted the dance in its current form, and they froze in silent anticipation. In recent years, cyclists have become friends with the ladies in hats. In 2017 and 2024, the Tour de France, the world's most famous and prestigious cycling race, passed through the French Alps. Its participants say the rare beauty of the Provence mountain landscapes gave them strength and inspired them to break records.